not do that.
You did that.
Yeah.
Call them out.
Okay. Was that us?
No. So when everyone's ready.
Okay. Can you move a little bit?
Yep. And I gotta
Let's actually come over here.
Yep.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Should be good.
So when I get cleared from all 5 ready to go,
Good? Okay.
you're my girl. Go.
All right, so if you could just introduce yourself
Yep.
to
Todd
us.
Keller, Phoenix Fire Department Captain, Keller.
Can you just start with the fire that we're at right now? We understand
Yes.
one person has died. And a firefighter was injured too.
Yes, you're right. So around 1:30 p.m., firefighters were dispatched to the area of 40th Street and Thunderbird for the multiple reports of a structure fire. Crews arrived and found heavy flames and smoke coming from the interior of a residential home. We did get initial reports as crews were responding that there were people trapped. Crews pulled multiple supply lines, laid a supply line, pulled multiple hand lines, and as crews were making their interior search, they did find one victim. We can say that the victim is an 80-year-old male and was pronounced deceased at the scene.
Give us an idea of what firefighters were met with when they walked inside that home or made entry. What was that like?
So I was talking to the battalion chief. I also talked to the first captain on scene, and he said that there was fire coming out both gable ends of the house. So that's the attic space. Just a lot of fire coming from the interior. Crews definitely had their hands full when they got on scene. Anytime we're in incidents like this where we start getting reports of victims trapped, our red flags go up. How many victims, is children or the kids, where they are they disabled? But I can tell you that one adult male was pronounced deceased at the scene.
Do you know if he was living alone or was there any other occupants that made it out?
So I did talk to some family members here, and they said that he did live with a son-in-law. They weren't here at the time, they came later, but at the time the victim was, according to family members, at home by himself.
Do you have any inkling as to what may have, I know it's early, but I have to ask, as to what sparked the fire at this point?
No, right now the Phoenix Fire Investigations Task Force is on scene. They will determine that cause, but I can tell you, again, I will reiterate that one person was pronounced deceased at the scene.
And this,
Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask. I understand it was a pretty emotional scene outside this home when other family members arrived. What was that like for them?
I was actually talking to the son-in-law. He did have 2 friends with him. He said that they were pastors, so they are videos seen of it and being up there. It is I can say 100% loss. This victim unfortunately did lose his life in this house fire.
The firefighter who was hurt, was he or she aiding and helping
Yes.
this victim? Oh, obviously fighting the fire, but directly involved in fighting the
Yes.
fire and trying to save
So
this
he
victim.
was on the first engine on scene, and he does have burn injuries to what I was talking to him. He does have burn injuries to his arm. He was transported to a local burn unit in stable condition.
I have another piece, sorry, just about this fire in particular. Can you talk about how fast your crews were able to work to put the fire out, considering the homes in close proximity were not even touched, it looks like, or got unscathed?
So listening to the report or listening to the radio traffic, we do have a fire station at 32nd Street in Cactus, and we also have one at 40th Street in Bell. Both trucks got here really quick. I can tell you that when crews did arrive, they were met with heavy flames and smoke coming from the interior. And anytime we have situations like this, we are in an offensive strategy. We continued in that offensive strategy the entire time.
Do you have a sense of how long the fire had been burning by the time you got there?
No, we don't, but we do have a couple people that were stating that it went up really quick. So in situations like this is where we lead it to the Phoenix Fire Investigation Task Force, and they will determine that. But they'll also talk to witnesses, neighbors. These firefighters, I can tell you that listening to the radio traffic is that this fire started extending to a south structure. Crews did pull an additional hand line and protect that structure, and no fire was. There was no extension to that house. Go ahead.
No, I know we ask you this every time we come to a fatal house fire, but what does an investigation look like for the Phoenix Fire Department to determine cause, especially with the death involved?
So they will be working along with Phoenix PD. It is a tedious process. They're going to be going off witness. They're going to be going off if there's any camera, any ring video or ring cameras and all those house cameras and security cameras and stuff like that, just to determine, what exactly happened. Like I said, it is very tedious process, obviously, because it is fatal, they will be taking their time and determining the cause.
To move on
I
to
know
the
we
other-
don't know the cause, but there's any indication where the fire started, which part of the house at all?
So that's a great question. So a lot of these times when we roll up on scenes is that we can kind of determine, is it an attic fire? Was there something, a brush fire that extended it? Listening to accounts from neighbors and battalion chiefs and first on scene crews is that it was described to me that there was fire coming out of both sides of the house. So in this situation, it's tough to determine.
Where was he found in the home?
So another great question. So I did ask that to the first in engine, and they said that the victim was actually right by the entryway. It's fine. Stand by.
Sure.
If I stand here, am I in your shot? Okay.
I was gonna say.
I was like,
I was gonna
I
pick
was,
you up.
I
I'm
was
not
just,
gonna lie.
I was just scared
tough
that I was
position
going
to
to be in
stay.
your
Yeah.
shot.
Do you
Oh, we're
want to
good.
move on
Okay.
to other?
Yeah, let's go to the
that's
other
fine.
one.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Whatever you're prepared to talk about next. is
Yeah, you
fine.
want to talk about the double
The
house
other
fire?
ones.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll talk about the double house fire. That was near, it was about 14th Avenue, Utopia, so 19th Avenue, Union Hills. Same time, crews were dispatched around 1:30 p.m., arrived and found a double house fire. I can tell you that command immediately balanced the assignment to a first alarm. Crews did get fire control rather quickly, but one homeowner was transported to the hospital for minor burn injuries, no firefighter injuries, and 8 people were displaced out of the 2 houses, one out of one and 7 out of the other.
When you say double house fire, does that mean it may have started in one home and went to another, or what does it mean?
In most circumstances, there is extension on that when they're rather close together. We see mobile homes and stuff like that. In this situation, I don't have the answer to that question because I wasn't on scene. But yes, you are right. When one house fire and there's wind or there's any kind of other factors play, it is the case of situations like that. Yeah.
Is there another one as well?
Yeah,
There's
we
a
actually
third
have
one.
another
Yeah.
house fire right now. So there is actually another house fire going on right now around the Sunny Slope area. Right now, I don't have any indication other than it is a house fire. Crews rolled up, so it was probably about 10 minutes ago. I think it was around Hatcher and 7th Street, and they had light smoke coming from the roof. Crews are now working on fire control. I'll have more information when that comes out.
I mean, you have crews working 3 fires right now. I don't
Yes.
remember the last time I was at a scene and then talking about one scene, let alone 2 others.
Right.
How are your guys and women doing? You know, I'm sure the
Yes.
department is already trying to work with what they have, the resources that you guys
Yes.
have.
So if we're going to look at any advantage on 3 house fires, we're going to look at the geography of them. They're actually really spread out. So you have one in Sunny Slope, you have one kind of the North Phoenix, and you have one in the North Phoenix.
Yeah.
So none of these, there's no 2 house fires in what we call in the first due. So other units aren't being pulled and stuff like that. So they are spread out. So we do have, you're right, we do have 3 house fires going on right now. All 3 house fires I just heard do have fire control. So yeah, it is, and it's it's hot outside. So in situations like this, so
sorry.
no, that's fine.
Thank
so
you.
I will talk about this. Is that in situations like this, as we have house fires that we have when it gets hotter out and we're getting that excessive heat warming days, is that we do have a unit called a rehab one. It's a rehabilitation unit that will get dispatched on these house fires. So our firefighters can get in these cooler environments. It's where they can get their vitals assessed. A cool area. It's kind of looks like a big, like would you say like a big box truck, UPS, U-Haul truck, air conditioned, water, get some food in them, so they can get back out to the firefight and get out of that hot zone, get in the cold zone, and then return. There's a lot of work to do after a house fire. Once the investigators are done, they'll get in there, they'll do what we call mopping up, they'll get extinguishing all remaining hot spots. But I can tell you right now, yeah, we do in the city of Phoenix do have 3 current active house fires. One in Sunny Slope, one obviously where we're at now, 40th Street and Thunderbird, and one around 19th Avenue in Union Hills. It's a busy day for Phoenix Fire.
Yes.
And no reason at this point to believe they're connected in any way.
No, I don't have any information on that. I can tell you that though, investigators will be busy throughout the night, just like our firefighters, and they're doing an absolute fabulous job. I was talking to them. They're rehydrating. They're cooling off. They prepare for this. This isn't our first summer in Arizona. We know. We go on multiple mountain rescues a day. In this situation, we are going on multiple house fires. Unfortunately, the one at 40th 40th Street and Thunderbird, where we're at now, unfortunately, one person has passed away, an 80-year-old male.
And part of what you do is the education piece as well. I mean, how many times, and I hate to say it so bluntly and directly, but how many times can you remind people, to practice safe
Yes.
practices, having a safety plan to get out no matter, just those
Yeah,
little
no,
reminders. I'm not asking you to go through them all, but just a message to folks.
No, I'm really glad you brought that up. That's a fabulous question. And I can tell you that this is a perfect time, and we do not know the cause, but how important smoke detectors are. And smoke detectors do save lives. If you do have a family or you're there with, friends that practice an escape route, go back to smoke detectors. Have smoke detectors in every room of your house, including your hallways. One place that people do not have smoke detectors is very imperative is the garage. We do see garage fires and stuff like that. So smoke detectors do save lives. Please get them installed.
Thank you, Captain.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
it.
Captain.
Good, yep.
Appreciate it.
Good.
Yes, thank you.